Hello everyone, welcome to LMNM classes. Myself Ali Saheb. In the previous lecture we discussed about the basic information of RNA molecule. Now in this class I am going to teach about mRNA, messenger RNA. Here the term mRNA or the messenger RNA was given by the scientist Jacob and Monod in the year of 1961. Then why it is messenger RNA? What is the reason? Because of here, during the translation process, the mRNA molecule can provide the nucleotide sequences in the form of codons. So these codons can code for the particular amino acids. Right? All these coded amino acids which are involved in the protein synthesis. So during the translation process, the mRNA molecule can provide the nucleotide sequences in the form of codons which code for the specific or the particular amino acids which are essential to the synthesis of protein or the polypeptide chain. Thus, the mRNA, which is also known as here the messenger RNA. Messenger RNA. It gives a message or information to the synthesis of proteins in the form of codons which code for a particular amino acid. Right? And then where it is synthesized in the cell. Here the mRNA molecule which is mainly synthesized in the nucleoplasm. And it constitutes about only 5% of the total cellular RNA. It constitutes about only the 5% of the total cellular RNA. And then the mRNA molecule which is also known as longest mRNA. Why we are considering the mRNA molecule as longest RNA? Because of it consists about more than 1500 nucleotide sequences. When compared with the other two types of RNA molecules, tRNA and rRNA, right? It is only the RNA molecule which consists about more than 1500 nucleotide sequences other than the rRNA and tRNA. Thus, the mRNA molecule which is considered as here the longest RNA. Then its lifespan is only 1 to 4 minutes. Its lifespan is only 1 to 4 minutes. It is a short-lived. After few translation processes, here the mRNA molecule is not appears in the cells. Right? It has only 1 to 4 minutes of a lifespan. Thus, the mRNA molecule, which is also considered as here shortest lifespan of RNA molecule. Shortest lifespan RNA is mRNA. Right? And then the mRNA molecule mostly existing in the form of single stranded. So here the mRNA which is existing in the form of single stranded because of it is appears as long thread-like structure. So here in most of the cells, here mRNA or the messenger RNA existing as single stranded form. So it appears as a long thread-like structure. Then there is no presence of any base pairs in the mRNA molecule. So here no base pairing in the mRNA. And it has the polarity only 5' to 3' direction. It has the polarity that is 5' to 3'. Right? And then here there are two types of mRNA molecules. They are polycistronic mRNA and monocistronic mRNA. polycistronic mRNA and monocistronic mRNA. Here, where does the polycistronic mRNA is found in the cell? So here, the polycistronic mRNA which is found in the prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell. But the monocistronic mRNA which is mainly found in the eukaryotic cell. And then, what is the function of the polycistronic mRNA in the prokaryotic cell? Here, the polycistronic mRNA, cistron is nothing but the gene which can code for the specific protein or the polypeptide chain. So here the poly means many. Polycistronic mRNA which code for many or more than one polypeptide chain. One polypeptide chain or protein. So here the polycistronic mRNA which is found in the prokaryotic cell that codes for many or more than one polypeptide chain or proteins. So here the polycistronic mRNA which consists which has the information about for coding of many or more than one polypeptide chain or proteins. But in the eukaryotic cell, the monocistronic mRNA which has the genetic information for coding of only one polypeptide chain. One polypeptide chain or protein. These are the two types of mRNA molecules which are present in the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Polycistronic mRNA present in the prokaryotic cell and monocistronic mRNA present in the eukaryotic cell. In the eukaryotic cell, the monocistronic mRNA, mono means only one or single. So here it has the information about for coding of only one polypeptide chain or proteins. So here the monocistronic mRNA can code for only one polypeptide chain or protein in the eukaryotic cell. But here the polycistronic mRNA, poly means many. Many polypeptide chains or proteins which are coded by the genetic information of the polycistronic mRNA. So here mRNA which is mainly responsible for the coding of many or more than one polypeptide chain or protein in the prokaryotic cell. These are the two different types of mRNA molecules. And then if we observe the structure of mRNA, it consists, here there are more than 1500 nucleotide sequences, right? And then if you observe the structure of mRNA, here this is the 5' end and this is the 3' end, right? It has the polarity only the 5' to 3' direction, which is appears as a small long thread-like structure. And then at the 5' end of the mRNA, here cap is present. Cap is present. At the 3' end of the mRNA, here A tail is present. A tail is present, right? And this is the non-coding region. Non-coding region, and this is also the non-coding region. And then after the non-coding region, here initiation codon or the start codon is present. The initiation codon, right? And then at the 3' end, before the non-coding regions, here the stop codon is present. Stop codon, right? In the prokaryotic or the eukaryotic cell, here the initiation codon is AUG. AUG is the initiation codon which code for the methionine. Methionine in the eukaryotic cell. Methionine in the eukaryotic cell. But AUG codon can code for formylmethionine. Formylmethionine in the prokaryotic cell. In the prokaryotic cell. Right? And then at the 3' end, before the non-coding regions, here the stop codon is present. There are 3 different types of stop codons. They are UAA, UAG and UGA. These are the 3 different types of stop codons. Right? UAA codon is a ochre and UAG codon is a amber and UGA codon is a opal. Right? We will later discuss about all these stop codons or the nonsense codons in the genetic code. Right? If any stop codon is present at the 3' end, here the protein synthesis or the translation process will be stopped. Because of these 3 codons, they do not code for any amino acid. Right? These are the 3 different types of stop codons: UAA, UAG, UGA, ochre, amber and opal. And then here the 3' end, the poly A type, and 5' end cap. So here at the 5' end, cap is present, which is mainly synthesized or made up of the 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate. 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate, which is acts as a cap in the mRNA molecule at 5' end. What is the use of cap which is present at the 5' end in the mRNA molecule? It protects the mRNA molecule from the exonucleases. So here the cap, which is mainly responsible for protection, protect to the mRNA molecule from exonuclease. That is here the 5' to 3' exonucleases. Here the mRNA molecule protected from the 5' to 3' exonucleases enzymes by the presence of cap, which is mainly made up of 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate. Right? And this is the most important point in this mRNA. 5' cap, which is mainly made up of 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate. Triphosphate. There are 3 phosphate groups are present at the guanylate. And then it protects from the mRNA molecule. It protects the mRNA molecule from the 5' to 3' exonucleases. Right? And then at the 3' end, many nucleotide sequences. Here particularly the adenine nucleotide sequences repeatedly are residues which are added one by one at the 3' end to form a long poly A tail. Long poly A tail. What is the use of poly A tail? Here the poly A tail can provide a stability to the mRNA molecule. So here the poly A tail, which is present at the 3' end of the mRNA molecule, which is responsible for providing the stability to the mRNA, and 3' at the 5' end cap, which can protect to the mRNA molecule from the exonucleases. Here the poly A tail, which is present at the 3' end, it provides a stability. It provides a stability to the mRNA molecule. Right? This is about the 5' end and 3' end, the cap and poly A tail. This is a non-coding region, and this is a non-coding region, and stop codon and initiation codon. This is the structure of mRNA. And then during the transcription process, here the mRNA molecule is synthesized from the DNA molecule. But here the mRNA is not directly synthesized from the DNA. Here the first mRNA molecule is synthesized as here hnRNA, heterogeneous nuclear RNA. Heterogeneous nuclear RNA. So here, I will write here. Just a minute. Here, I will write here the mRNA molecule. The mRNA molecule, which is not directly synthesized from the DNA molecule. Because of here, the mRNA molecule, which is mainly synthesized as hnRNA, that is heterogeneous nuclear RNA. Heterogeneous nuclear RNA. hnRNA means heterogeneous nuclear RNA. So here the primary transcript of RNA molecule is heterogeneous nuclear RNA from the DNA molecule. So then the hnRNA is further converted into or synthesized as here mRNA, that is messenger RNA or processed RNA, right? So here the RNA molecule which is synthesized from the DNA molecule as the primary transcript, that is hnRNA, heterogeneous nuclear RNA. Heterogeneous nuclear RNA. Here the heterogeneous nuclear RNA consists split genes. They are exons and introns. So here the primary transcript of RNA like this. Here this is the 5' end and 3' end. It consists exons and introns. So here it is a exon and this is a intron, and this is exon, intron, exon, intron, exon, intron and exon, right? So here the primary transcript of RNA molecule, that is here hnRNA, it consists the repeated split genes. They are exons and introns. Here what is exon and what is intron? What is exon and what is intron? So here exon is a coding region. Exon is a coding sequence or coding region, and intron is a non-coding sequence. Non-coding sequence or intervening sequences. Intervening sequences. So here the exons can code for a particular amino acid. Here the exons which are located on the hnRNA, all these exons are coding sequences or coding regions. They can code for the amino acids, but introns are non-coding regions or intervening sequences. They do not code for any amino acid. So here the introns not code for any amino acid. Any amino acid. But exons can code for particular amino acid. Particular amino acid. So here these exons and introns which are located on the primary transcript of RNA, that is hnRNA. So here all these intervening sequences are non-coding regions of hnRNA further removed by the splicing process. By the splicing process, that is here RNA splicing. RNA splicing. Here RNA splicing is nothing but addition of exons and removing of introns. Addition of exons and removing of introns. That is called as here RNA splicing. So here the primary transcript of hnRNA further transcribed as here complete matured RNA, or that is here processed RNA. Processed RNA or matured RNA. Processed RNA or matured RNA. So the intervening sequences are the non-coding sequences. There is no here, all these nucleotide sequences are not present in the matured RNA or processed RNA. Right? Here the hnRNA is further transcribed as here mRNA, complete matured or processed RNA, which does not consist any intervening sequences or non-coding sequences. It has only coding sequences or coding regions which can code for amino acid. So here the complete matured or fully processed RNA is finally produced at the end of the transcription process. Right? Here exons are transcribed, exons are transcribed and translated. So here the exons will be transcribed and translated, but introns will be transcribed but not translated. So here what kind of the nucleotide sequences which are present in the hnRNA? Not translated but transcribed. That means here the intervening sequences are the non-coding sequences. So here the coding sequences can transcribed and the translated, but non-coding sequences or introns will be transcribed but not translated. So here a hnRNA finally produced as synthesized as here mRNA, the matured RNA or processed RNA. It consists only the exons or the coding sequences. Here the introns or intervening sequences are not present in the processed mRNA or matured mRNA. Because of all these intervening sequences are the non-coding sequences removed by RNA splicing process. Right? And then in the prokaryotic mRNA molecule, here particularly some sequences are present. They are shiny Dalgarno sequences. So here this is also one of the most important point, that is here the shiny Dalgarno sequences. These are the special type of nucleotide sequences present at the 5' end of mRNA molecule in the prokaryotic cell. What is the use of the shiny Dalgarno sequences which are present at the 3' end of the prokaryotic mRNA? Which are essential for the initiation of translation process. Because of here the initiation codon which is recognized by the polymerases here with the help of the shiny Dalgarno sequences which are present at the 5' end of the mRNA molecule in the prokaryotic cell. Right? But this kind of nucleotide sequences which are also present in the rRNA molecule at 3' end. They are here the rRNA molecule. 3' end. Right? And we will later discuss about the shiny Dalgarno sequences in the translation process. Right? This is about the mRNA, messenger RNA.